This is the Youth Soccer Revolution Podcast, episode number 27. Hey, welcome back to the Youth Soccer Revolution Podcast. My name is Ernesto Diaz. I'll be your host. Thank you so much for joining me, guys. As always, can't thank you enough. Really glad that you're part of our community and glad that you're listening. Today I have a really cool episode and I had the pleasure of interviewing Diego Gomez. And Diego is from the Barcelona Soccer Excellence, and you can get his website at www.barcelonasoccer.club. And you can learn more about that in his website. You'll also learn more about it when we discuss it in the interview. But Diego had in the youth system of Real Madrid and then later on for Barcelona. And what a great opportunity that must have been. Definitely wanted to get Diego on here to talk a little bit about it and go through his journey and let us know what he learned and what we can apply in our own and with our own kids. So definitely glad that Diego was able to stop by. Diego, thank you very much. When you listen to this, can't thank you enough. We did the interview in English, even though Diego's first language is Spanish, of course, but he was able to do it and did an excellent job. So I really appreciate, again, Diego, you coming on and taking us through your journey. We'll jump right into the interview with Diego.
So, well, I was born in Salamanca. Salamanca is a little city in the center of Spain. So, well, from I was little, I have to move to Madrid and then Zaragoza and then come back to Madrid. My father also loves football. He played before in Salamanca youth team. That Salamanca is a team that played before in the Spanish First Division and that. So I was always raised in a football environment. So I used to love play football since I was young. I started to play football in Madrid at the age of 6 years old. By that time I played like a striker, but then one day I tried to be keeper. It was again that we didn't have the keeper, so I played. I did it pretty well. So I started playing keeper. Very soon I signed up for Real Madrid when I was 8 years old. At that time I was the youngest player of Real Madrid into playing the under 9 team. And after that I played 4 years in Real Madrid. Then Barca looked at me. I signed up for Barca. I moved to Barcelona. So I was playing there for 7 more years in Football Club Barcelona, plus 1 year in a loan, also of Football Club Barcelona. So that's how it was my environment when I was young. I was lucky to play in Real Madrid and Barcelona, learn 2 different styles.
Okay, and you said your dad played. Did you say he played for Salamanca?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then
he played for Salamanca youth teams. He also was in the bench in a couple of first division games in Spain, La Liga. And then he have an injury in his shoulder, and he has to quit to retire very, very young.
So let's go back to when you were born. Where was your dad's soccer career at that point when you were first born?
She already quit.
Okay.
Oh, yeah,
all right. So, did he still stay around in the game? I mean, was he still involved with it, like watching it or still playing it?
Yeah, for sure. He is still watching it. He is still playing it a little bit.
What about
by today? He is still watching it. He is still involved with a local club in here in Barcelona. So.
And what about other family members around you, aunts, uncles, grandparents?
Well, they also practice football. They like football, but it was not like professional or neither of those things. But yes, they also like football. They watch football. But here in Spain, I mean, it's like very typical. It's like everybody or almost everybody like football and watch football.
So when you're born, your dad's playing career is over, and in the professional level anyway. Mm-hmm. And how do you get involved? I mean, is it something because he's already watching it, or is he encouraging you? Go back to when you were very young, as long as you can remember, maybe 3-4 years old.
Yeah, as long as I remember, when I was 3, he took me to see some of first division games, to the stadium. We went out to the park to play football together, like in the park. Like he shoots me a little bit, and we kick around the ball a little bit, and that's what I remember.
Yeah. So most of the things that you remember from a very young age were all positive with your dad.
Yeah, very positive.
And what about your mom? Did she encourage it at all?
Well, she was always supporting me, but she's not passionate. She doesn't like football, but she always supported me since I was young. If she has to come with me to training, she comes with me. If she has to go to watch a game, she was there. She traveled when we traveled for tournaments. So yes, she supports me.
You were about 6 years old when you started playing. Was that for a club or for a team? How did that come about?
Yeah, it was in the team of my town where I was living in Madrid. So it's the first club that I played for.
And tell me about the environment there in Madrid. I mean, when school is out or during school, are you guys playing after school? What's the environment like there?
I remember when we have the free time in the school, we always go to the futsal court, and we play football with my friends all days. And then after school, it's very usual to go like 2 to 3 days to play football in your club. It's not very usual to play in the school, but it is very usual to play for a club.
Gotcha. And it sounds like you started off pretty early at 6 years old.
Yeah. I mean, it was early, but it wasn't earlier than the others. It's like it was the regular age to start to play for a club.
Gotcha. And how does a person, let's say in Spain, how do they get onto one of those clubs? Do they try out? Do they pay? I mean, how does that process work? And I know we're talking with you probably, 10, 15 years ago?
Yeah. I mean, this is one thing that I like to point on I point a lot of time when I was talking about the comparison between U.S. football or Spanish football, because for me it's very important. The difference is very big. We have tryouts. Okay, when you are very young, one thing we have tryouts. We play for the team. We pay money, but it's considerably much less than in U.S. It will be like you can pay for a season like something around $200, $250, between $200 and $600 US dollars, depends on the team.
Got it.
And also, the very important difference is that all the clubs are structured. All the clubs are in the same league. So if you are in Madrid, you are in the Madrid Soccer Federation, is who regulates the football, and all the teams are in the same league. So there are different divisions, and all the teams get promoted, and all the teams get relegated. And it's very important because also it's different. The clubs look for the best players. So no matter what level are you playing, that there are always clubs trying to improve their level and trying to get players from around, from the area, to improve their teams. So always the best players will be playing versus the best teams and versus the best players. So the competition is since you are young, you are playing in a level that allows you to improve.
Okay, and how do other clubs and coaches, like let's say for example the smaller club and coach, how do they view a bigger club coming in and taking one of your players?
I mean, it's not a. I mean, depends on the club that it is, but it is. If it is a big club, they are really happy to have a player that they could send to play, for example, in Barcelona, Real Madrid, Atletico de Madrid, in any of those clubs. They're really happy. So it is a club that is like the competence for them. Maybe they are not really happy, but it's like they do the same. So it's not bad. It's not bad. It's the rules here. It's the rules.
Got it. Yeah, that's pretty interesting. And so you started off playing at around 6 years old. I'm assuming you started for a pretty small club then when you're 6.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I played for the club of my town. I mean, it was a small club. It was not that very small club.
Yeah, who coached you in your first year?
In the first year, one coach. I don't remember him.
Okay, but it wasn't like your dad or your uncle or anything.
No. It was not family, but in my third year, my father coached me.
Okay.
It was the year that then in the half of this year I finally signed up for Real Madrid.
And can you tell us a little bit about that process? How did that start? How did you end up with Real Madrid?
Well, when I was young, for the youngest players, how it works now it works a little bit different. But when I was young, there was a trials in Real Madrid, so they do like the trials every weekend. So the players go there, and then there was like some scouters of Real Madrid looking for the players. So the best players, they call them for the social tournament. That is like a tournament, and everyone play with their teams. But then in the weekend they go to play for this social tournament with Real Madrid. And that's the process in my case.
Okay, so let me make sure I understand it correctly, Diego. So you're saying you played for your club, and then in the weekend you would go play for Real Madrid?
You play for Real Madrid social tournament. It's not Real Madrid process, and then at the end of the year they select the best players of these teams to play for Real Madrid.
Gotcha. Okay, and so they picked you as one of the players. You were selected.
In my case, it was a little bit different. In my case, it was very quickly. I went in for trials. They called me to go to next day also for the trials, and they took me to start training with the team, with the Real Madrid. I was in the other club. I asked them for 1 month more with my club. And then after that month, they sent me out for the team, for the Real Madrid. So I started to play with them.
Okay. That's interesting that you requested to stay an extra month?
Yeah. I asked to stay an extra month with my club, with my local town club. It was because we were like the first in the league, and we have very important games, and it's the agreement that we arrived with Real Madrid. Let me play 1 more month in my team. I started training with Real Madrid, so during this month I'm training with Real Madrid, and I play with my local team in the weekends. And then after this month, I play for you. So it was like that.
Yeah, that's excellent. I mean, you said I'll stay for an extra month to finish out the season. That says a lot about your character as well.
It was a question of we were in the middle of the season, and we were the first, and that team never before won the league. So we have like in this month we have like 2 important games versus the top teams. So we didn't have another person in this month that keeps time the team to find out another keeper, and also to play those 2 games, and to let the league win for us.
So then you spent 4 years at Real Madrid. Can you tell me a little bit about the trainings there in Real Madrid? What that was like? Were you in school, or did you go after school? What was the I guess the experience there in Real Madrid like? And that was between 8 and 12 years old, right?
Mm-hmm. It was between 8 and 12 years old. Yeah, the experience was amazing. Imagine a kid that loves soccer to play in Real Madrid. It was a dream for me. So what I did is I went to school. I trained for Real Madrid 3 times a week. So after school, I went there to play soccer. I have to quit tennis because before I also played tennis for Madrid Federation. So I have to quit tennis to come play soccer in Real Madrid.
Okay.
And so I play 3 times a week, and then in the weekends I go to play with them. So it was like a normal, regular kid in another club, but I played for Real Madrid. It was in the Sportive City of Real Madrid, the old one, not the new one. Also, we have the big difference that I feel is, and I was very lucky, we have like the goalkeepers coaching training 2 times a week. And that was very important. Also, I was lucky to be coached. The coach was Manolo Amiero. I don't know if you know him, but he was the one that trained Iker Casillas, and he was young until he gets into the first team. And he also coached for Real Madrid first team as goalkeeper coach during some of the first years of Casillas.
Gotcha.
And I don't know about the trainings. It was like normal. I don't know. For me, it was normal. I was very young.
Yeah, but I mean, but you were there because you loved it. I mean, to you, it was just fun. It wasn't any pressure on you to win, or what was the pressure like there?
For me, it was fun. I really enjoy it, and I love it. But of course, you when you play in those teams, you have the pressure to win. You don't feel it that much or that hard because you love it, but there is. And when you play the tournaments, you have to win. And we went to Barcelona and we played versus Barca. Nobody tells you if you don't win, something is going to happen. But you know that you have to win, and you know that you have to perform. If you don't perform well, the next year you are out of the team. So the pressure is there.
And what about your parents? How did they feel about you playing at Real Madrid?
I think that they were proud.
Oh yeah, definitely they should be, but they never put any pressure on you to continue staying there. I mean, it was always your decision.
Yeah, it was always my call. I mean, they didn't put me the pressure on that side because they don't need to do it because I wanted to play there.
Yeah, excellent. And so, tell me about the process and how you moved to Barcelona then, because you're happy at Real Madrid. What happens that you end up in Barcelona?
Well, I was in Galicia. There was one of the most important tournaments of Spain for it was like an international tournament with some teams outside. So I was playing with Real Madrid. I don't know, nothing was happening. I was 1 year younger than the other kids, and in this tournament was Football Club Barcelona. The coach of Football Club Barcelona saw me playing. He likes me very much, but I didn't know anything. So the next season, one of my former teammates went to play to FC Barcelona, and they contact my parent. They started talking with him. So one day he told me, "Okay, we have to go to Barcelona because we need to talk about one thing." And we went there. So Barca showed me the planning that we have. The Barca showed me La Masia. Barca showed me the plan that they have for the people of the youth teams. And I fall in love. The first day that I was there, I fall in love with everything. So,
and are they allowed to, Diego, are they allowed to do that? To just call your dad and say, hey, we want him over here?
They are not. They are not. In fact, they are not allowed to do that. No, they are not.
Yeah, so there's probably ways around it, right? Like have someone else call or something like that.
Yeah. But it was.
Yeah. So then they show you La Masia, and I mean you fell in love, as I mean probably like anyone else would be, and so you end up. You said your dad said, "Hey, we're moving to Barcelona."
No, we were talking. I was talking with my family, and they asked me, "What do you want to do?" I say, "I want to play there." So we started talking. We started in conversation with Barca more and more, and then the next year I played for Barca. We moved. My parent has because of his job, he could change the place of his job.
Well, great.
He asked for a change of location. They conceded to him, so we were all together to live in Barcelona.
Okay, and then were you housed there at the La Masia?
I was, as we moved all the family, I was in one thing that they call it not full bar. It's media pensión. I don't know the translation, but I just go there at the morning. I breakfast there. I go to school there. I lunch there. I go to training, and after training, I go home. I don't sleep at La Masia
Gotcha.
till I was 16 years old. When I was 16 years old, then I started to live full time there.
Okay, was it just that they didn't allow younger kids to live there, or you just because you lived with your parents?
Because I live with my parents. They allowed kids. I have teammates that were in La Masia, but some of us we were like the same like me. The one that could live with their parents over there, we live with our parents.
Yeah, which makes sense, right? I mean, if you're close by, why not live with your family? Yeah.
Yeah. So, one thing that I have very clear when I move is that if my parents doesn't go with me, I will stay in Real Madrid. For me, to go to that young, I was 12 years old, to go that young to live alone and leave my parents and my brother, it was not an option for me.
You were, again, 12 years old, and you said you spent about 7 years there, so till about when you were 19, 20?
Yeah, since 20. I lived 20 because it was 7 years playing Real Madrid in Barca and one year in Alon, so I still living there, I still doing everything there, so.
Okay, and then La Masia, again, you said, hey, I would go there. It's almost like going to school, but it's a soccer-specific school, right?
It is a regular school. So we went to a regular school. We take a bus. We go to a private school in Barcelona. It is a regular school, but they have like special classes for sports. It's not just only football. It's football and tennis, basically. So we have a program with we go less hours to school. We don't have to do physical education, and then we go back. If regular school, they have to do a school also at the afternoon. We always go at the morning to the school.
Okay, so they don't have classes there at La Masia. You just go to a different private school and then come back for training.
Yeah, it was like that. Right now, in the new La Masia, it changed a little bit, but it changed when you are in the high school. So from people from 16 years old that are in the junior team of Football Club Barcelona to 18 years old, now they have classes in the new La Masia.
And so tell me some of the, I guess some of the differences between Real Madrid and La Masia when you were there. What were some of the things you liked or disliked?
You have to I mean, I was in the new La Masia, and it's not that charming, and like the old one. When you are in the old one, it's something magic. I don't know what it has, but it's charming. It's different. You can feel it. You stay there. It was also everything so close. The football, the Camp Nou, the stadium, La Masia. It was like 10, 20, 30 meters from the stadium, so you feel like you are so close to the stadium. The first team trained just in front of La Masia, and then your trainings was like 5 minutes walking from La Masia to the training facilities that were all together in the same complex. So I don't know. It has something special. Also, the philosophy that they have over there when they introduce it is different. In Real Madrid, you have the complex, the facilities, and then, for example, for the kids that come from outside, they live in a school, in a sect. They live in a private school. They are interns. It is really far away from the center. It's far away from the facilities. I mean, it's not the same. It's not the same.
Yeah, and I've heard other people talk about La Masia and how close it was there to the stadium and what it represented and what it meant for kids training there. But right now, it doesn't house any more kids, right? It doesn't house any students.
No, and right now they build a new one, and they have the new one inside of the new Sportive City complex. So the old one is empty.
Yeah.
Also, it was La Masia. It's very little. It's quite little. It only lives there the youngest kids that they have. Mm-hmm. So it was living there like 16 players, and the other ones live inside of the Camp Nou. That a little people know that. For example, when I was living there from the 16 onwards till 18 years old, I live inside the Camp Nou, inside the stadium.
Wow.
Yeah, there is a corner on the stadium that has before. It was like with sunrooms, and you live there. You live inside of the stadium.
Wow, that's amazing. And so then tell me about your progress as you went through the Barcelona youth system. Then you made it up to how old? 18, 19? How did your career end there in Barcelona?
Well, I was. They took all the categories till under 19. That was after under 19. It was the B team, Barça B. So it was different from till I was 16. Everything goes very well. I played for the national team as well. Then when I was 16 years old, I broke my knee. So I have 6 months injury. After that, the next year, I played with Masip in the same team that now is currently the third keeper of the first team. So I have not that many minutes. He's older than me. I come from an injury. Then again, this year I have to stop again for the same knee, 5 months. Again with problems, I recovered again, and the next year in under 17 I broke again my knee, so I was like 6 more months. So after that it was much harder. I remember I think that the second time that I broke my knee, it was like a big change in the performance, in everything. So after 19, I end up, in 20 years old, my contract expires, and to be honest, my performance, it was not the same that before. So it was the reason that I stopped playing for Barça. After that, I went to Gramenet. It's another club in Spain. After I played in Tarrasa, also in Barcelona. After that, I went to Hong Kong in first division. That's professional. It was because a call of one coach that was before in in Football Club Barcelona, one coach that is currently in New York, Josep Gombau. I don't know if you heard about him.
Yes.
So he called me to go there. And in Hong Kong, I have problems again with injuries. So after Hong Kong, I decided to quit. When I have problems again there, I cannot perform very well. I have to take a lot of things in order to can play, to can train. So after that, also Josep talked with me. He likes how I work, and he asked me, Diego, why you don't think about coach? I would like to have you by my side. And I said, okay. I think that is a good choice because I am suffering. I am not enjoying football anymore, and I love football. And now I'm not enjoying football. So it's there when I changed my mind, and I said, okay, it's time to give back to football what it gives me to me. Yeah, it was very hard. It was very hard choice. It was not easy because all my life since I was very young, I fight for years. I fight for becoming a professional. When I was there, and the thing that it changed too much, it was two things. One thing that I cannot perform the way that I usually perform, so I feel bad with myself. And the second thing was I am not enjoying it. And I love football. What happened? I am hating football. So that was what makes me took the decision. I think I want to still enjoying football, and I can do anything else with football. I don't have to leave football in the side and go to engineer, because it was what I was studying at that time, engineering. So I realized that I have to quit. And it was time to coach, to help other kids to achieve their goals.
And so that brings us today to your I guess Barcelona Soccer Excellence. Tell me more about that. How did that get started?
It got started the first time I went to US. Coaching in a summer camp. I really like the culture of sports in America. So, and then the people, it was starting to learn more and more about soccer and to fall in love more and more about soccer. But I see things that I love it, that I really like it, and I see things that have a very, very big gap to improve and to perform. So also coincident with Tony Dovale, that it was my friend when we played together in Barca. He was playing there for Kansas City, and we started talking about the football. We started talking about football in America. It started like that. How we feel about what we saw of soccer in America, and after 2-3 conversations, we said, okay, why did not we started something? Why don't try to do the thing that we would like to change? Why we don't try to change it by ourselves? So it was like it started everything.
Yeah, what year did that start?
Tell me?
What year did you start doing that?
So we started in 2014.
Okay.
It was in September 2014 we started to build everything in there. It was like the first day that we started. We decided, okay, let's move with that.
First of all, people can get more information about Barcelona Soccer Excellence. Can you tell me about your website and some of the services that you provide?
Yeah, if they want to find out about ourselves, they can go to barcelonasoccer.club. It's our website, and there they can find everything that they want. Also, they can write me an email if they want to diegogomez@barcelonasoccer.club.
Okay.
I have no problem if someone wants to write me about anything. I will be more than open to reply. I always reply. It could take me like 1 week or 2 weeks sometimes. Sometimes I could reply in the same day, but I always reply. And yeah, and what we are offering is different kind of service. For one side, we have service for clubs and coaches. We have the luck, or we are very proud or very lucky to have on board some coaches that are right now doing the lessons here in Spain of UEFA Pro coaching licenses that work for us. So we do coaches clinic. We also help the coaches, the clubs to do our program, our development program, to have a program for the development of the kids from the start till they get to under 19. That it's also what we are putting in practice in China right now. And also we offer summer camps for the kids, and we are right now we hope to announce it in a couple of 3 weeks to start a full season academy in Houston starting from next year.
Okay, great.
Yeah, we are very excited about this opportunity because it's really what we wanted to do. Have a stay all season with the kids, have it on board for more and more time, because it's when they can improve more than in any other thing. So we are very happy to stay with that, and we will have very good facilities, all put in place, great coaches. We are very happy.
Okay, and your philosophy, you're following what you learned at the Masia with Barcelona?
Mm-hmm. Yes. Basically, we are following what I learned in Football Club Barcelona. Philosophy is pretty similar to Football Club Barcelona, if it's not the same. For me, it's very important two things. We want to form good players, the better players as possible, but I also want to form the best people as possible. But I want them to become better persons. I want them to form in values. We have a program in values as well, because to be honest, of all the kids that we will have, just a little portion of them will become professional soccer players. That's the truth. But I think that football and sport is a very powerful tool to teach values and to form better persons. So this is also very important thing for me. I learned that also in La Masia, and it's one of the things that we take very, very care of it.
And so, and if you're going to start the academy there, Diego, what do you think about the amount of time that is spent with kids playing or practicing on their own? Do you think they need to do more of it? Does it need to be more coaching? What do you think can be improved for players here in the United States?
I mean, I think this is a problem that I think that is not only in the United States. I think that the same is happening around the world right now. When we were little, we play on the street, and we went out home and we play soccer on the street. So you improve a lot if you put more and more hours doing one thing. No matter what it will be, you will improve. So right now, kids, it's hard to find kids playing on the street. So that's one problem. And the second problem that we have, there are many philosophies of football, and there are many things of football, and I don't want to say that anything is wrong or anything is better or not. But from my point of view, and from the point of view that we share here in Barcelona or in Spain mostly, for example, a technical option like passing is one thing that happens, or we see a lot in United States. You can practice passing by passing the ball versus the wall like 1,000 times. You will improve pass, yes, of course. You will pass the ball better the 1,000 times than the first time. But then that means that when you play in a game, you know when to pass the ball, you know where to pass the ball. That doesn't assure you anything. So in football, it's not only pass the ball versus a wall. You have to take decisions, and decision making is a very important part of football. And that's what we wanted to teach. And it's also build smart players that know when it's time to pass the ball, when it's time to run with the ball, when it's time to make a dribble, and all those things. So it's all global training focus.
Yeah, I mean, that's an excellent point. I mean, a lot of kids can know how to make a pass, but do they know when? That's the important part.
That was the first thing that how we built or how we decided to start that company. I was talking with Tony, playing in MLS in the first division, and I started to saw MLS game, and we say, oof, physically they are excellent players. Technically, they are excellent players, but then you see the decision, you see the positioning on the field, and you say, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Here, kids of 12 years old or 30 years old know how to do it, or know where to position, or know when it's time to pass the ball, or when it's time to run in with the ball. So that's very important for us. I think that there is a gap there that needs to be filled, because the potential is huge. I mean, I think the potential in America is huge, but football is very different from baseball, or is very different from basketball. The number of possibilities are much higher, and it's very important to know when and how is for me is very important.
Yeah, and so when you mentioned earlier about your friends when you were a kid playing on the street, and I know obviously you were playing with Barcelona, but from the kids that you grew up with when you were younger back in Madrid, do you know any of them that grew up to be professional players?
Yeah. For example, Nacho, that we played together very little. He's playing in Real Madrid first team right now.
I'm assuming very many others, right?
Yeah. Many others. Like Thiago, that is playing for Bayern Munich, Bojan Kirkic, Bartra, Jordi Alba, many of them.
And so, I mean, going back to Barcelona Soccer Excellence, you also offer soccer tours of Spain?
Yeah, we also offer soccer tours to Spain, but we will start from coming year, because what we also want to offer is the opportunity to go to the MIC tournament. That is a tournament that is played in Barcelona, that here plays Real Madrid, FC Barcelona, Manchester United, some of the big clubs, and we want to bring a team here to play versus them.
Okay, and what does MIC stand for? MIC.
MIC is Mediterranean International Cup. It's a tournament. It's
okay, the international tournament.
Yeah, international tournament is one of the two best tournaments in Europe for young players.
Is that where you were discovered by Barcelona?
No. This was another one in Galicia. It is
okay.
more local based.
Gotcha. Okay. And then you also offer a soccer residence?
Yeah, in Barcelona.
Okay. So anyone looking for...
Yeah, if anyone wants to come to play to Barcelona, to live here and to have a season in Barcelona with one of the most powerful local teams, also to go to a school here, everything.
Yeah. And then coaching clinics and the club development. So you're able to almost offer your philosophy and kind of show a club, let's say, for example, a club in, let's say, like New York that called you, you would be able to go there and kind of show them your philosophy and how to implement it?
Yeah, that's what we want to do, is to give them our philosophy, to have a person with them, to help them to develop this, and then later then they could be able to follow it with their coaches, with their trainings, also to help them to form a little bit to their coaches. And also it's always about our philosophy, but also trying to adapt a little bit to the club requirements and to the club philosophy, because any club is different.
Mm-hmm. Great. So, and then your partner, you said Tony, was playing for Kansas City?
Mm-hmm. He was playing for Kansas City. He played before in Celta de Vigo with Luis Enrique as coach. And now he come back to Spain. He's playing now for Leganés.
Okay, but he's still helping out with Barcelona Soccer Excellence.
Yeah. He is still involved, yeah.
Well, good. Diego, anything that I didn't ask that you think is important to mention?
No, I think that we talked about football. It was very fun, and I really enjoyed it.
But I think we mentioned BarcelonaSoccer.club. They can go there for the website. And then I'll put up your email again. What was your email again?
Diego Gomez at BarcelonaSoccer.club. Also, I don't know if there are a lot of coaches following the program.
Podcast? Mm-hmm.
The podcast. But right now, we launched a couple of weeks ago a free online coaches clinic. So they can join it. It's based on a coaches clinic that we did in Houston. So I think that is really, really interesting, and it's for free. So
great, and they can do that by going to your website.
Right.
Okay, great. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of coaches that listen. I get emails from a lot of them. They definitely like the content. So thank you for that. And anything else, Diego? Again, we really, really appreciate you stopping by and discussing your journey.
No, just the contrary. Just thank you for inviting me, Ernesto. Thank you to do that, because these things are helping so much football that I think that this is something that we love. So I really love to cooperate with these initiatives to help football and to talk about football. I always love it. So thank you very much to invite me.
Yeah, absolutely, no problem.
So there you have it. Again, Diego, thank you so much for stopping by and taking us through your journey. Again, can't thank you enough. I wish you success with Barcelona Soccer Excellence, and we'll definitely be keeping an eye on what you're doing. And for anyone that wants to contact Diego, again, go to www.barcelonasoccer.club, CLUB, and you can contact him there. I'll also have all of the links and show notes that we discuss on our website, youthsoccerrevolution.com. Hopefully you enjoyed the podcast. And again, hopefully you enjoyed the interview, and I'll catch you in the next one.